The very first thing is being in touch with the literature. So if you are always like updated, then you know what is happening in the field of science that you are working on. But then you might not be able to do all these quite advanced things that the scientific community is doing. But with the existing facilities that you have, with the existing support you have, and the most important thing is the collaborations that you have, you will be able to do quite a lot of good things. So that is my secret. I am using the existing facilities, existing the human resource that I have, plus the collaborations to the most. So the secret is me being hardworking and the determination. So when I plan a research, I try to plan for how many papers that I will be able to get from this particular objectives and how to. So planning is another thing, determination and planning. So this planning will I'm not I'm not I'm not planning a long way, but I do plan for a week. I do plan for the day. And specifically, if I am to start a research, I plan the whole research at that moment. So it might be changing in the middle of the way, but still I have the objectives in my mind. So I am driving to achieve those objectives. Um, so by reading the literature, I think I'm getting the essence of how to drive this particular research for a paper. So that is how I do. Um, so always I try to end up, because we are spending the government money, that means the public money for our research. So people criticize this quite a lot, especially the audits, especially the finance people. They are criticizing. You are spending this much of money and doing this research. What is your output? So my answer is your output is the postgraduate that you are generating and the publications. So publication, then they ask publication, what is it for? Why? That doesn't do anything for the national development, but it does. When you do a research, when you graduate a student, that means you generate knowledge, right? So that knowledge will be helpful for the development of the country. At the same time, you are publishing quite a good literature, quite a good knowledge in the international journals. That means you are taking your country to the international standard. So you are giving a visibility to your country, to your research institute, to your place that you are working as a researcher, to the whole world. Yeah, that is the training that I give to a student that I recruit in the very beginning. I give them, a few papers and ask them to summarize those papers by their own words. So I train them to write and write, because you will do a lot of research, you will spend a lot of money on research, and you will put a lot of effort. You will work in the lab day and night and produce a lot of data. But if you are a weak person in writing, that outcome, what we are expecting from the research, will not come, will not happen, right? So my main target is, training the students that I have to be a good scientific writers. So that is what I'm doing from the very beginning, from the day one that I recruit them, I give them writing tasks. And then I teach them, how to do the scientific writing, what are the aspects, what are the ethics, how do we, improve our scientific writing. But the most important thing is scientific writing is also an art. So we have to learn this art. So different journals or different publishers have different styles. If you consider American Chemical Society
Mhm.
or Society of Chemistry, or like Elsevier publications. So these three different publishing groups,
Publisher. Mm.
different styles. So first you need to learn these styles, how do they present their data. So that is the very first thing. So when you write your manuscript, you must understand what type of publisher that you would select. So based on the publisher you select the style of writing. So in my case, we are more towards Elsevier, Springer, um, Willie and Science kind of publishers. Um, so we read a lot of papers, a lot of published literature from these publishers, and then we tackle the way of style, the way of presentation, the way of graphics. I will assess my manuscript based on the quality and based on the similar manuscripts that have been published in the journals. So based on those information, I would go for a particular journal first. So if it is unsuccessful, um, you know, I would again go through the literature and see what are the potential journals, and I might go for a higher journal as well. So when I get to know, okay, some person is okay, have published a recent research article or recent review, so I try to write to them, and see whether they are also agreeable to collaborate with us. So that is how I start. But I never let go the previous collaborators because I have quite a strong hold with them. I quite oftenly collaborate with my previous collaborators as well. So that is the team that I'm building. The network that I have with previous collaborators are very strong, and I do trust them very well, very much, and they do too. So the ethics we keep very strongly. And also with the new collaborators, I'm trying to start the network going on. So sometimes the new collaborators come into the all collaborator list, and we make a network out of it, which makes the success of many of our work. Research network is very important, especially for us who have very little amount of money for spending on research, and lack of research instruments, and so on. Also, we can get a lot of new knowledge from the collaborators, from the network that we are having. So these things are very important. And also, it's especially when you have a good network, you will have a lot of chances to go present in conferences, international conferences, very good conferences, so that you have a lot of updates in the same field. So that update is also very important. I would say, being a researcher will produce a good administrator. Because, in my opinion, um, like, when you are a researcher, you have a plan. You have to plan the research. You should have understood what are the research problems, and you know how to tackle it. What are the tools, how to manage these tools, how to manage the budget, and all these things. So research management is a very good thing that you will generate, you will experience when you do research. So if you are a good researcher, you will definitely be a good administrator, in my opinion, so that you understand how to manage your administrators, because you are managing your peers, you are managing your collaborators, you are managing your granting bodies. So all these things you do when you do research management. So definitely you will be a good administrator if you do manage research well. The first thing you have to realize is you can't make everybody happy. Anyway, someone will be upset when you make some other person happy. Yes, that is the reality. But to make an administrator happy, you have to have some KPIs. So if you are making the KPIs of that administrator, if you can
KPIs
work
means?
key performance indicators of those administrators, then you will be successful. The most important thing I would say is, managing their time and having uh, um, trained themselves uh, to do a lot of problem solving and critical thinking. So in terms of a student, I expect the student to work hard. Definitely any of the supervisors would expect. But the most important thing that they should think of is the managing their time. So the research that they are spending their time will not come back again. So they have to perform to the most. That is my advice, that if I am giving it to any student, try to get the maximum benefit out of your time that you are spending on your research. So that involves the managing your time, learning scientific writing, learning how to carry out statistical or other modeling techniques. Open up your mindset to do some teamwork. Being with peers means that you are doing some teamwork, thinking of some collaborative efforts. So this all of these will involve in there. So the the advice that I will give is, take the maximum benefit out of it, whatever you do. It doesn't matter whether you do research or whether you do something else. So take the maximum benefit out of it, so that you will end up in a good place.